Hey guys, it's Lizzie here. Today I'm going to show you how to recreate the pictures that were first released of Jared Leto as the Joker. So I had a lot of fun doing this makeup. There are some particularly challenging parts like writing the words on your face, but as you see there are easy ways to do it. You can also get someone else to help you, and I basically talk you through each step. So if you want to know how to recreate this look, which would be perfect for Halloween or any fancy dress parties, then just keep watching. So firstly, I've just mixed up a really pale base to use all over my face, and for that I mixed my normal foundation, which is MAC Studio Fix in NW10, with a white cream colour. So for that I used one by Kryolan, but you're more than welcome to use any cream colour. Around Halloween they generally sell them in little packs of all the sort of primary colours and white, just for a couple of pounds. So you could buy something like that, and mix the white with your foundation on the back of your hand. Because looking at the picture, he is very pale, but there is still some skin tone there. He isn't completely white like the Heath Ledger Joker. So I'm going to do this in stages. Firstly, I'm going to apply this foundation over my forehead and write the word damaged on, and then move on to the rest of my face. Because that's the most complicated part, I want to get that over and done with first. So just with that mixture I created on the back of my hand, I'm just going to buff that into my forehead. Now I'm just going to leave it there for now and then write the word damaged on my head, and because I'll be resting my hand on my face to write it, I don't want to put the foundation all over and then it smudge off. So I'm going to go ahead and write that on my skin, and for that I'll be using Kat Von D's tattoo eyeliner in Trooper, because I practiced yesterday with a few different things and I found that this was the best. So I'm just going to do that off camera and then I'll be right back. Okay, so there's that bit over and done with. That bit was really nerve-wracking, because it's so difficult to write on your own forehead backwards. Oh, and I'm really bad at face paint and all those sorts of things. So yeah, that's quite a challenge. So now I'm going to just wipe this foundation over the rest of my skin and really buff it in. I'm going to leave the eyelids for now because we'll be going over those with a really dark colour. So as you can see, I've quiffed up the front of my hair and I backcombed it quite a bit, because my hair is green at the moment, but obviously isn't short, so I wanted it to look like I have short spiky hair on the top of my head when I get into like the same pose as him at the end when I take the photos. So next I'm going to do some really simple contouring. For that I'm going to be using a grey-green colour, also by Kryolan. On a pointed concealer brush I've just taken some of that grey and I'm going to run it down the length of my nose. Now his is pretty narrow and it stays the same width all the way down, whereas mine gets wider. So I'm just going to, well, firstly take off the excess product on the back of my hand because it's easier to layer up than it is to remove a product. I'm just going to sort of define the sides of my nose a little bit more. Now if you don't have this kind of colour in a cream format, you can always set your foundation at this stage and then use a grey eyeshadow or a black eyeshadow very, very faintly, just the smallest amount. Now in the trailer that was released you can see that he doesn't have any eyebrows at all, yet with the picture I'm copying you can't quite tell that, so when this first came out it was unsure whether or not he'd have eyebrows. Now to block out your eyebrows you can use a scar or nose wax, or you can also use Pritt Stick, some people use, but what I'm going to do today is just put concealer through my brows just to lighten them, as I find that's a really cheap, easy alternative for if you don't have the wax or any sort of SFX products. Now with the disposable spoolie and the rest of your foundation mixture with the lighter colour, you just want to run it onto the spoolie and then brush that through your brows. Next I'm going to move on to the eye makeup. Firstly I'm going to take a grey colour all over the eyelid. Now the eyes are quite circular, not winged out at all, so you want to try and stick to that rounded shape by lifting the product higher in the middle and then sloping down either side. With whatever grey is left on the brush, I'm just drawing that down the sides of the nose too. And if you don't have a grey eyeshadow and you're still using the cream colours, you're more than welcome to put the cream grey onto your eyelids too, but it is likely to crease in that area because it's so mobile. So once you've got the basic shape of the eyes done, we're now going to layer on some blacks and reds too. So now I'm going to pack black right onto the eyelid, and for that I'm using one by MUA as it was only £1. Now, as we are using dark eyeshadows, remember to tap your brush off before you apply it to your face, just so that you don't get any fallout onto the white, because that'd be really difficult to blend out. You're going to end up with sort of just a grey cast over your skin. And the good thing about this makeup is it doesn't have to be very neat at all, and in fact the messier it looks, the better it will be, the more in tune with his character. And I'm just going to run some of that black under the eyes. Now, to me it looks like there's quite a lot of red in the waterline of his eyes, so I'm going to be using a lip pencil from MAC in the shade Cherry. Now, red pigments aren't always safe to use around the eyes. I don't have particularly sensitive eyes at all, and I've used these products for many years and always find that there's no problems. But if you do have sensitive eyes, maybe miss out this step and apply the red just a bit below underneath your lower lashes as opposed to on the waterline. And you'll still get a very similar effect. So from the picture that I'm copying, it looks like he has some sort of cracks or scars around his eyes and on his face. So for that I'm going to be using a thin angled brush and some of my grey eyeshadow, and I'm just going to draw those on. So again, you can use your eyeshadow or your cream colour for this. Now the next detail to add in would be the J on the cheek, and for that I'll be using my Kat Von D tattoo eyeliner in Trooper again. So it starts on the side, the end of the word damaged, and the J curves inwards. So firstly I'm going to do the top of the J, and then the downward stroke, and then it looks like it's sort of pointed 2 lines and then another one goes up, but it's made up of just straight lines. So now we're going to do his lips, and from the picture that I'm copying, they're really, really dark red. Firstly, I'm going to draw my lips on with a lip pencil from MAC in Cherry, and then I'm going to go over them with a lipstick in a darker shade, just to sort of match the picture a bit better. Again, this doesn't have to be neat, I'm just going to fill in the whole lip with the pencil as well. And he doesn't have much of a cupid's bow, so I'm just going to draw straight across as opposed to a V like I normally would. Okay, now I'm going to go over my lips with a liquid lipstick from Lime Crime in the shade Wicked. So in the Heath Ledger's Joker, the lips were a really bright primary red, but it was more like face paint. With this particular character and with the picture that I'm copying, it is a much darker colour. Okay, so there we go, that's the lips complete. It does look like he has either a grill on or his teeth are painted black. At least on the bottom teeth, they look like there's some sort of like metal cap on them. But I can't replicate that. Unless you have the tooth paint, sort of tooth enamel paint that some brands do. I think Krylon do them. I think you can get them in silver and you could quite easily paint that onto your teeth and let it set. It's a bit like nail polish, and then that would be a great way to replicate it, but I don't have any products like that with me. Yeah, that's pretty much the look complete, so I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and I hope you found it quite useful. As you can see, you can use a variety of different things for it, powders or creams, and you'll get a very similar effect. And they all have their advantages and disadvantages, so just use what you've got at home. You don't really need to go out of your way to get anything particularly specialist for this look, which is part of the fun of it really. So thank you once again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care, bye bye.